Alright guys, it might be a little clickbaity, but I just want to explain that the majority of the people that I see playing Azmodan are playing him wrong. Even into higher ranks, there's several ways to play Azmodan, and there's so many of them that are correct. But one major thing that everyone's doing wrong, and I could go into a full 4 mistakes or 5 mistakes or whatever video on Azmodan, and I may do that in the future, but this particular point needs to be brought up. I see too many Azmodans who end up having like 50 or 60 stacks by level 10 when you should be anywhere between 2 to 300 stacks by level 10. So I'm going to show you guys how to stack up to 2 to 300 stacks before level 10. The first thing you need is at least one person on your team that's willing to work with you, and it works best if you're in comms with a couple other people. Even if you're in solo queue and you're playing Azmodan, which I don't recommend, if you're in low rank, it's pretty much guaranteed you're going to hit your 400 stacks. But the higher rank you get, Azmodan just feels really, really weak unless you can get these stacks consistently. So if you're trying to play with higher rank players or moving up in ranks, you need to learn how to play Azmodan correctly. And for those that already know how to play him correctly, cool. But this is how you're actually supposed to really stack with Azmodan. You just need 1 or 2 people with you. And if you don't have those with you, there are ways to do it a little bit easier. But again, that's not why you're going to be drafting Azmodan. You want to draft Azmodan so you have this hero who can stack faster than everyone's ready for it, and then you're hitting people for giant bursts before people are leveled to do so. So, for example, you can see that Joanna is stepping up immediately. Joanna is going to pull in all the minions. Then everyone's going to kind of do just a little bit of damage to all of them, fire off a globe, and then we're going to get a lot of stacks. You can see the globe firing off. Boom. First minion wave, 10 stacks. I mean, it did hit Diablo, so maybe this won't be very consistent. Goes up to this minion wave. Same thing happens. Joanna mixed with Zul'jin mixed with Azmodan. Now, you don't even need the Zul'jin after level 4, and you don't even need the Joanna after you hit 200 stacks. So the goal is to just get 200 stacks as fast as possible. And you might be asking yourself, well, Paradox, how fast can you get 200 stacks? Well, reasonably, you're going to be able to get 10 stacks per wave. And there's 2 waves per 30 seconds or 4 waves per minute, because you're always going to be hitting 2 waves at a time if you're playing Azmodan correctly. And these are the maps that he's best on, are the maps that you can get these 2 waves, which are Volskaya, Infernal Shrines, Dragonshire, or Tomb of the Spider Queen. And if you're playing on those maps, it's really easy to hit 2 different lanes like this and keep stacking up quickly. So you get 4 waves. I'll just run this while I'm talking. You get 4 waves per minute, meaning on average, you should be getting 10 stacks. You could get up to 14 because there's 7 minions per wave. So you could get up to 14 per, but on average, you should be getting 10 stacks per wave that you fire on. And that means every minute you get 40 stacks. 10 minutes, you're at 400 stacks. That means in 5 minutes, if you're playing this correctly, in 5 minutes, you should be at 200 stacks. And it's something that not a lot of people can do because stuff like this happens. The enemies are disrupting you. But the problem is you should still be able to get 200 stacks by level 10 every single game, even with the enemies trying to disrupt you. Purely because it's really feasible to get that. I've seen people into the 300s by level 10. It's more than possible. It just requires just a teeny bit of help with your team. So now, whenever you're going to be drafting Azmodan, if you're playing in really, really low ranks, you can play whoever you want to. Azmodan works out just because the games go so long that even if you stack really slowly, you're still going to eventually hit 400 stacks. However, if you really want to play Azmodan, and you are playing in either higher rank or you're queuing up with a friend, learn how to do these 4-man rotations, stack quickly, get over 200 stacks by level 10, shoot for 300 if you can, shoot for those 3-pointers, but that's what you should be doing on Azmodan. Hopefully this helped you out, guys. I can't tell you how many times I've been coaching and seeing Azmodans under 100 stacks, level 10, and it is honestly just baffling to me. when it only really takes one person to help you out in the early game. Now, if you really still want to play Azmodan and you don't have someone in the early game, there are a decent amount of people who are playing Azmodan in solo queue and using Army of Hell, as both of these minions will do fire damage. So if you walk into the middle of a wave, summon both minions, they do fire damage around them, and it's a lot easier to fire off your Q and predict when the enemies are actually going to go down. That's my little tip if you are solo queuing. On level 4, pick up Army of Hell. But otherwise, don't play Azmodan unless you have people that you're queuing with that can help you out with this. Thank you guys so much for watching, and feel free to check out my other videos.